Hello, my name is Jamie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Unlike any other YouTube channel that showcases Pokemon Go PvP content, mine exclusively showcases Shadow Pokemon. So, if you're into that type of content, I'd appreciate if you could like and subscribe.
So, let's get into today's video. In today's video, we are jumping back into the Halloween Cup. After having some fun in Ultra League, it's time to jump back into the Halloween Cup. And we are running somewhat of a meme team. We are running a triple poison, triple shadow team. So, running triple poison, all three of our Pokemon have poison type fast moves. This is somewhat problematic because things like Dragalge and steel types like Marwile and Caesar are very prevalent in the meta. But that's never stopped us running a team before, and I really thought it's time to run a meme team. So, the team we're running is going to be Shadow Beedril in the lead with Poison Jab, X Scissor and Drill Run. And we've got two Dark Poisons in the back. We've got trusty Shadow Drapion running Poison Sting, Aqua Tail and Crunch, and actually Sludge Bomb, sorry. And we've got the Shadow Skuntank running Poison Jab, Crunch and Flamethrower. Both our Dark Poisons in the back can be utilised as a safe swap, just depends how I'm feeling. And without any further ado, let's get into the battle. So in game one, we pick up a good lead against Drapion. Drapion can hit us really hard with Crunch, and we can obviously one-shot it with Drill Run. But as we've got two Dark Poisons in the back, I catch the Crunch on my own Drapion, and we're now met with a Gramble. Obviously, I could go for the Sludge Bomb and one-shot it. However, I just go for this Aqua Tail, and I let him charm us down. I do this because I want to get even more farm with my Beedril. So I wait out the switch timer as much as I can, get another couple of Poison Jabs in, and now I'm actually at the Drill Run. So if Drapion does come back in, they are going to have to respect the Drill Run. Let's see what the opponent does. They actually switch into a Dragalge. So this is a bit of a problem. Dragalge is quite difficult for this team. I've got loads of energy, so I go for a bait of an X Scissor. We get the shield, and now I'm going straight for the Drill Run. Let's see if the opponent wants to go down two shields. Drill Run coming through. We get a nice bit of lag. They actually double shields. Now I switch out instantly into the Skuntank. These Poison Jabs are resisted. They bring back out Drapion, so I overfarm as much as possible without getting hit with any charge moves and go straight for this Flamethrower. Flamethrower lands, one-shots the Drapion, back out comes Dragalge. Got two shields, they're going to have to get to three moves. We'll shield up this Aqua Tail. Continue to Poison Jab down. I get to this Crunch, and this right here should be enough to be a good game. So even though we saw the Dragalge, which is absolutely dreadful for our team, we managed to take game one. Off to a 1-0 start. In game 2, GBL never disappoints. Not only do we get weak connection, we get Dragalge, which obviously beats our entire team. So how do we get out of this one? Let's see. We're going to shield up this Aqua Tail. We're going to overfarm heavily. And once again, we're going to have to go for the X Scissor bait. I hate baiting, but we haven't really got too much choice here. So we go for the bait. And now I'm going to go straight for this Drill Run. We reach it just before they reach the Aqua Tail. Let's see if the opponent wants to go down two shields. The opponent once again is happy to two shield. So I save that Beedril on 1 HP in a dream. We switch into Drapion, but once again, this is a pretty terrible matchup. They resist all of our moves as we're not actually running Crunch. They switch out and we're going to hit him straight with this Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb lands on the opposing Drapion. They are now going to hit us with a charge move. If this isn't Aqua Tail, we will survive. So I'm going to save my shield. It's a Crunch. We do survive. I overfarm just a touch and get to this Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail will hit for neutral. It's not the best move, but does do a nice bit of chip damage. I unfortunately don't make the next move. So at this stage now, I'm going to have to come in with Skuntank and look to Poison Jab down. So I wait out my switch timer. I'm looking to sack the Beedril at some stage. I'm not going to shield this up, expecting it to be another Crunch, which it is. Hoping for no debuff. We don't get a debuff, and we've actually got a Crunch loaded. It's all going to depend what's in the back. I imagine they can come back out with this Dragalge. It's actually a Jellicent. So in comes Jellicent. They get a Hex through. This Crunch hits for super effective damage. That's 2. Back out comes Dragalge. I'm going to have to shield up this Aqua Tail, which is terrible. And now the win con will be, can I sack that Beedril? So this Crunch will take out the Dragalge. And the problem we're going to have here is that Poison Jab's a 2-turn move and Hex is a 3-turn. So you look at the right of the screen, you can see I'm trying to sack. I'm clicking the Beedril, but I'm actually stuck in the poison jab animation. So to complete that move successfully, what I'd have to tap 3 times, stop tapping, and then tap the Beedril. As I went for the 4th poison jab, we were stuck in the animation. So GG's to that opponent. Moving on into this next battle. We pick up a lead against Nidoqueen. Obviously that's really positive for Beedril. They switch out into Sableye. I chip it down with an X scissor and I catch the foul play onto Skuntank. So we're in a great position here. The resisted foul play does quite a lot of damage to the squishy Skuntank. They're over farming quite a lot. At this stage, I am going to shield up. They've farmed to 9, so it could be a return. They bait us with a foul play. I'm not entirely sure what that play's about, but either way, they get farmed down. And now we've got a lot of energy. So I'm going to go straight for this Crunch on the Nidoqueen, not expecting a shield as I've got a really poor matchup against Beedril. Crunch does huge damage. I'm at the back-to-back, so they're either going to have to shield this up or completely sack the Nidoqueen. They do shield it up, and they're now looking to poison jab us down, which they do successfully. So we're now in the even shield scenario. I bring back out Beedril. They've got enough for the earth power, but I call the bait. It is the earth power, unfortunately. It does one-shot Beedril. And now in the back, they've got an Azumarill. So can we beat an Azumarill up a shield? I overfarm heavily. Let's see if the opponent thinks we're going to bait. Often, a lot of people like to call the bait when you're playing a higher elo. I'm not baiting. We land the nuke. They've not really got enough for the Hydro Pump. But I'm going to shield this up and I'm going to look to get off this Aqua Tail. This Aqua Tail should take them out from this range. If they shield, I'll be able to go for another. They do shield. I overfarm. I'm unsure if the Aqua Tail is going to be enough, so go for the safe play here of the Sludge Bomb, which is a bit of an overkill as I've only got about 10% health. Back out comes Nidoqueen, which threw the Earth Power, and we take that game. So GG's to that opponent. We're off to a 2-on-1 start. Moving on into game 4 of the video, we pick up a lead against Frossalas. This is pretty bad, but we have got 2 dark types in the back. So they build up to 6. This is going to be the Avalanche. I do have to respect it, as Avalanche are probably one-shot the squishy Shadow Skuntank. They now switch out into a Drapion of their own. I go straight for this Flamethrower. Does decent damage. You can see they're already in the red. So if Drapion isn't running Aqua Tail, we are actually going to be able to win back switch. They go for a Crunch, which isn't very effective. And you can see now, if I shield this up, we are going to be able to poison jab down and leave with a lot of energy. I normally don't like going down shields. I'm down 2 shields, but I'm loaded full of energy. Let's see what the opponent brings back in. The opponent is waiting out their switch timer. They bring in a Mandibuzz. So I go for this Crunch first. I really want a defense debuff. We don't get it, so I go for a second Crunch. Let's see if we get the debuff this time. Crunch comes through. We draw a shield and we get the debuff. So now switch out aggressively into Drapion. This is a good matchup for us, especially with a defense drop. We are going to overfarm quite heavily and I'm going to go for this Sludge Bomb. The opponent is probably reluctant to switch out, thinking we're going to have a Crunch, but we actually aren't running Crunch. Overfarm once again and I go for this Aqua Tail. With the defense debuff, this Aqua Tail is going to do quite a lot of damage. The opponent is now going to take us out with an Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace comes through, takes us out. So now we're in a bit of a tricky spot. They've got a little bit of residual energy, so I bring in Beedril. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the 6th, we sack that 1 HP Skuntank. That was the win con, as Avalanche would take us out. I can now come back in, overfarm, just to get to their 5th Powder Snow before they reach the next Avalanche. Drill Run's going to take out this Frossalas, and that Mandibuzz, I think, is now 1 Air Slash away from the next Aerial Ace, but this X Scissor is going to be enough to take him out. So once again, fast move counting is absolutely paramount. You can see there, knowing my counts wins us that game. Moving on into the 5th battle. So we pick up another dreadful lead. Pretty much lost every lead really hard other than Nidoqueen. Let's see if we can play out of this one. We switch into Skuntank once again. And for some reason, this Mandibuzz is staying in. So perhaps they're weak to dark in the back. This could mean our Drapion has great play. We land the Flamethrower and they bring in a Marwile. So Marwile has got a really good matchup against their entire team. So we are in a really tricky spot. We go for the crunch and we don't even get an attack debuff. So Beedril here has a pretty terrible matchup against absolutely everything we've seen so far. I'm forced to reveal my third Pokemon, so we're going to have to come in with Drapion. Obviously we can't take these Fire Fangs, they do hit Beedril for super effective. I am now just going to spam out these Aqua Tails as much as possible. The opponent has farmed up enough energy for an Iron Head. They actually bait us with a Power Up Punch, which is pretty dreadful. But as they fire off immediately again, we know this is another Power Up Punch. So great shield bait on there, but I overfarm heavily and I'm now at the back-to-back Aqua Tails. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. Aqua Tail comes through, takes out the Mawile. Back up comes the Mandibuzz. This Sludge Bomb will be enough to take up Mandibuzz if they do not use their final shield. They don't shield it up, and let's see what they've got in the back. In the back is Frostlass once again, so can Beedril clutch out this game? You can see I'm over-farming heavily. The opponent is over-farming as well. I'm going to throw the X's a bait. The opponent shields, and at this stage they're not going to be able to get to the back-to-back moves they require. So once again we pick up a really, really rough team comp, but a bit of baiting, a bit of successful over-farming, and we managed to take that game. So a nice 4-on-1 set. And as you can see on the left-hand side, we actually ran another triple poison meme team. We got 2 bonus battles. So in bonus battle 1, we pick up a lead against Obstagoon. That's obviously great for Beedril. They switch into Skuntank. Again, pretty good for Beedril, but we switch out into our Drapion. They have a crunch, which does pretty big damage. We are now going for this Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail will also do huge damage to this squishy Shadow Skuntank. We overfarm, well we actually don't overfarm, we outpace them to this next move. This Aqua Tail should be taking them out, which it does. We manage to maintain alignment and we're actually up a shield. Back out comes the Obstagoon. Once again we hit him with an Aqua Tail. I don't think I'd make the Sludge Bomb. You can see the next counter takes us out, so we wouldn't. Now we've got 2 Pokemon that have a really good matchup against Obstagoon here. So I actually choose to come back in with Beedril. I'm going to tank this Night Slash as it won't do that much damage. It does about 45% health, but these counters are resisted. They're actually double resisted as both Bug and Poison resist counter or fighting type moves. They've got a Nidoqueen in the back. I overfarm, and this time I'm not going for the bait. We land the Drill Run. Back out comes Obstagoon. We go for this X-Scissor, and Beedril is putting in an absolute clinic. Beedril's putting in so much work. They shield it up, and we bring out Nidoqueen, and we Poison Jab a few times. The opponent backs out, so GG's to that opponent. And here we go. Once again, we pick up the dreaded Dragalge lead. So how do we manage to play out of this one? This time I'm not baiting. I'm going straight for the Drill Run. Let's see if the opponent respects it. We managed to draw the first shield. They are now almost at the back-to-back Aqua Tail, so I'm in a rough spot. I'm unable to get to another Drill Run, so there's no point shielding. I've got 2 Pokemon in the back that also lose to Dragalge. So as the Drapion is a little bit spammier, we bring Drapion out and we go straight for this Sludge Bomb. They're both resisted moves. Obviously Sludge Bomb gets stabbed, so it does a bit more damage. You can see he gets it quite low, and we are now going to have to tank yet another move. I'm going to save my shields for Nidoqueen. Can my Nidoqueen manage to clutch out this game from a rough spot? Once again, this Dragalge has ran through almost our whole team, takes out 2 Pokemon, and we managed to come in with Nidoqueen. We Poison Jab down, so a 2 shielded Nidoqueen. Can we sweep this game? They bring out Galvantula. I overfarm as much as possible just before they get to a move. I highly doubt they're going to shield, which they don't. I don't bait. Earth Power takes them out. In the back, they've got a Marowak. This means we've actually got half a chance here. Bone Club will hit us for super effective damage, but we did save both our shields. We shield up the Bone Club. We overfarm again, and we're going for this Poison Fang. As I have not baited so far, I believe the opponent thinks we'll go straight for the nuke. We land the bait, and at this stage I'm going to shield this up. They're now 3 fire spins away from the next Bone Club. That's 1. They're not going to get there. This Earth Power with the drop defense is going to be enough to take this game. So you see there the Dragalge lead, which was dreadful for us, but somehow Shadow Nidoqueen manages to sweep. So you can see that a triple poison meme team, is it any good? Probably not, no. Would I recommend it? Yet again, no. However, can you win? Obviously you can, but it is quite reliant upon Really, really good fast move counting. You can see there, near enough all the games I won were because of decent fast move counting. I managed to sack a few Pokemon and managed to get in the opponent's head. I did actually land some great baits. However, that most of them matches probably could have been losses. We did go 4-1 with the first team, and we managed to pick up some great victories in the 2 bonus battles. But like I was saying, these battles are more for entertainment purpose. I wouldn't recommend the team, but I do think they're exciting battles. If you also agree there, I'd appreciate if you smash that like button. If you've got any requests on any Pokemon you want to see in either Halloween Cup, Ultra League, or Ultra Premier Classic, post it in the comment section down below, and I will see you all in the next one.